Gentlemen, it is with great modesty and pride that I stand before you at yet another of our great Christmas dinners. Over the next 10 minutes or so, or 30 minutes including heckles, I hope to take you through the lows, lowers, and hopefully the lowest of another calendar year of our great club's exploits. Before taking you through accounts of men of matches and donkey moments, I'd like to offer apologies on behalf of some of those who could not make it this evening. Apologies have been offered from Gordon Wright, out lynching, Martin Waterman, touring with Pam Ayres, Chris Parker, stalking a neighbour, Jono, who's at a bandana tattoo and gloomy outlook festival, Espo and Russ, who are bumming each other on a pile of poor people's cash, Pete Weller couldn't find Otto's, Lialet is out killing as the Midnight Raven, and Mark Herbert is filming Lee's killing spree for a Warp Mothercare commercial.
So he says.
We miss those brothers dearly, but allow me now to make mention of a couple of those who have made it this evening before the Red Book Tales commence. First, Ed Worsley. How often does each and every one of us come to evenings such as this and say, genuine or annualized, fuck me, Ed's still alive?
The window.
But not only is he still alive, as is almost visible this evening, he has this year also returned to the playing field.
Hey!
Making me look good.
And brilliant he was at that point.
Offering a stylish cameo performance on one of this year's visits to Poynton. Playing a high defensive line as fullback that forced his winger into the West Midlands. Ed drew admiration from all around him. Apart, that is, from that renowned defensive tactician, Nick Parry, who foolishly opined that Ed had played like an old daft twat. They say that form is temporary and class is permanent. Ed, if I may say, has both in abundance. I hope we all see more of him on the turf rather than under it in 2012.
I'm still hoping he'll finish some of those tackles he started.
Second, and to conclude my introduction, I really must say a few words about our illustrious leader, Nick Parry, of whose insightful player management skills we have already heard evidence. Many of you, I'm sure, will wish to applaud Nick's effort and diligence in arranging a handsome set of fixtures throughout the year, as well as arranging our end-of-season and Christmas events. Without his great efforts, the Red Book's pages would resemble Liam Worthington's appointment diary. And this room tonight will be as busy as a Liverpool job centre. Few of you, though.
Your jokes are as
Few
dry
of
as
you,
this.
Someone's pulled his fucking string. Few of you, though, may know that amidst all that fixture arranging, team selection and social organising, Nick has, this year, also embarked on a career in stand-up comedy. Yes, gentlemen, I hear your gasps. As Nick's natural modesty has prevented him from mentioning this more than, say, 6 times an hour on each day.
It was coaxed out of it.
We applaud all your efforts, sir, and look forward to you continuing to be to comedy what Shreddy is to haute couture.
That's good analogy.
Behind this shirt, you wanker.
Should have put it on an ironing board, mate. And so to the Red Book, which shows that our first game of 2011 took place on an unidentified date. First, a number of poorly archived encounters. I really mean this, actually. Put the fucking date down. I can't. 2-2 draw against Wahey saw goals from Alex Westron and Mark Herbert. The latter, a sorrowful, melancholic and contemplative effort, which crossed the line in slow motion to a mournful piano recital. With Nick Parry pretending poorly not to look at it whilst grinning like a fucking idiot. Did anyone see this thing this week?
Yeah, I did.
Shreddy opened what was once again proved to be a fulsome donkey bone for hawking shorts around. Just don't know what that is. I've been telling young Connor that the thing about Nick is he just loves leggy 18-year-olds. Mark Herbert got a mention for noticing the ref. Nick had a tight black t-shirt on. Next up,
I remember that.
next up,
Mincing around.
Yeah.
You wore that again.
That's how he got that.
Are you wearing it now?
So I got that part.
Next up was a Friday night 5-0 drubbing off the teachers. The evening was described somewhat metaphysically as dark and forebodingly dry. Coincidentally, the same words used by Liam to describe the last woman's area.
Now I see why you were.
Donkey moments included Ash's diving defensive header through mid-air and Stu for predicting Mark would get raped. 2 days later, a page inserted into Red Book by a mystery archivist described the key points of a 4-2 defeat by unnamed opposition. So we got the score. Although the archivist's identity is hinted at by a note to the scoreline which says 0-3 before Stu turned up. The spidery scroll narrating the tales of that day offers some nuggets. Shreddy's relentless moaning and wearing long johns like some sort of dingle-stroke clampet. Mark Herbert controlling the 60-yard pass with his bollocks. Teasy nutmegging himself with every through ball at centre half. And Shred, again, for carting their player and claiming if the ref's not got a rule book on him, he won't have any cards.
Down south.
Right.
No, that was that.
We don't know.
That
With
could
January
have been
complete.
several different
With January complete without victory, we seem to have taken February off, as our next recording encounter took place in March. This was a 2-2 draw against the teachers, Nick and Sando notching. Teasy was donkey momented for his Braveheart, "Where the fuck are you?" shouts after a last ditch block. In brackets, the description in Red Book, embarrassing. And I received my first nomination of the year for looking quite old after making a fantastic save. I was playing centre forward. Our next, again undated game, was against a Russ Biggin 11, or the wank-stained shit pipe 11, as I affectionately call it. We gained our first win of the year by 3-1, with Nick scoring 2 and Antoine a good fucking dead. I was getting really desperate at this point. Standard donkey moments are noted. Nick's shit header, Teasy falling into the netting, Alec flicks and Russ moaning after 2 minutes.
Who's that, Sean?
Some staple ones, you know, plenty out of it. Later in March, we took on the New Bohemians, who sounded quite affected and were certainly effective as they beat us 4-2. Shreddy's donkey moment this week was for wearing Liverpool shorts. The cunt.
Yeah, good decision.
Just to wind Nick up, you didn't put down there.
Just deserves. And Alex Western was noted for his bullshit about corner routines.
That was last season.
An early indication of what became an inexplicable but growing feud between the young winger and the aging gaffer. Finding himself with nowhere to play in the team.
I've always been a striker, he said. Stroke left midfielder.
On another unidentified day, the first three. Yeah, okay.
Kids are coming to me.
This is a refuge.
Careful.
Message from our sponsors or something.
Probably smuggled out. Turn the music back up.
Ash Torres, oh, Ash Torres, he won the man of the match. He grabbed the barmaid's
Didn't he grab the man of the match and won? No.
He threw it 40 yards. He made the gaffer on.
Yeah, I'm better than that one.
Greg Boo.
No.
We'll get an opportunity for that.
How long does it take to get?
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
some frigging certificate 12 shit.
Good, thank you.
Drop dead soon.
Ready now? You're going to stand around there forever.
Shall I carry on? It's just
Hot cheese on
thank you. On another unidentified day, the first of 3 in a row, we suffered a 7-0 defeat off our greedy banker chums. An outcome of curtain cock-wiping insolence given the current economic climate and its causes. One of the most simple and yet resonant donkey moments ever is recorded for this game. At the top of the list, Rich Pop for being a cunt. Rich T. Rich T secured a mention for his morale boosting. They didn't score many good goals. As did Ash Torres for his startling confession that he used to take speed before a game. Didn't work. And the list ends with Rich Pop for being a next game was another loss, this time a more creditable 6-4 to a team named as Alex Westron's Cunts. The hot and sunny conditions suppressed emotion on that day, with little of note in the Donkey Moment column other than, again twice, Alex Westron for being a whiny cunt. The feud continued. Another undated defeat followed, this a 4-3 loss on our annual away day to Poynton. Highlight of the game was a towering header dispatched by yours truly from a magnificent cross from Alex Westron, a man clearly motivated positively by the previous week's cleverly crafted parry psychology. This goal helped to inspire a new club song.
We saw him standing up front. We said don't pass to the cons. There's always someone to blame.
Word perfect. Well, as a side observation, it seems that Teasy happened upon a
Old T.S. Eliot.
Ash won man of the match, a result which unkindly found its way also into the Donkey Moment. On Friday the 13th of May, unlike Liam, Red Buck finally managed to get a date. We lost the game, 6-0 to the teachers. The weather was described as changeable, with this annotation, defence, sadly not changeable. Ash's tactical acumen warranted special mention. Let's play 3 at the back and I'll go with Leesy. Leesy scored 4. Summer was then allowed to bloom and blossom with marriages and comedy careers both getting off the ground, both hoping forlornly not to become mirthless endeavours. The next game recorded was in September, where our 3-2 defeat by the Fred Goodwin acolytes was enlivened by my own handbag efforts, described as pathetic and posturing by the Red Buck scribe. The second, an unnecessary intervention on Alex Westron's behalf as he was threatened by that fat cunt who looks like a cross between Tony Blair and Jeremy Beadle. Still, it's all forgotten now.
Although it was my fault.
He was a cheating fucking cunt.
We've got him on the handball now.
That was forgotten about until 2
Oh,
weeks
that
ago
was
when
it, yeah,
Shelley hacked their player down and went, yeah, that's the Kierman did last.
Good, I like where you carry it. Next time we had our first game against the Embalmer's favourites, De La Salle, which brought a 3-1 defeat and, surely mistakenly, records Teasy as scoring our goal. It was a mistake.
No, it wasn't.
Fucking hell, the Donkey Moment column offers a range of sardonic observations, including a series of Alec flicks, Ash coming dressed as a looter on remand, and Stu Clenzy missing the game because he was on a hen do.
Is he on one tonight as well?
Probably. A week later saw only our second win of the calendar year, an efficient 3-0 drubbing of Haversige.
What month are we in now?
Well, it's I don't know actually. It's about September or something like that. An efficient 3-0
Yeah.
draw.
Well enough.
Rich and Alex's bickering for 90 minutes and in the bar after was recorded, as was Stu's cryptic inquiry at a corner as to why are you all marking space like you're on holiday. Another trip was made next to Poynton with another defeat competently acquired. The weather was shit, and somewhat less predictably, Shreddy got man of the match. Rich T got it in the bollocks, whilst Despo, Mr. Penn, shrugged off an opponent's hand of apology with a "you utter oath," and drank a bottle of Pinot Grigio on the minibus home. Three cards.
About 5 minutes,
I just remember you missed off you missed off a valuable donkey moment of me telling Pilks to leave it before it went into the top corner.
I thought you'd had enough, to be honest. We lost yet again later in the week to the Teachers, a game which saw a rare but most welcome appearance by Dave Gamblin. Having finally completed his self-imposed 213-match ban for facially deconstructing a deserving opponent. Alex Sutherland saved a penalty. You know what the Scots are like about saving. The now open Parry Western feud was further bolstered by Handbags episode. Next up, if I don't know his name, you tell
Yeah,
us.
it's about him not picking up that, but me telling him how to mark this.
Next
It's
up,
about
again on the
That's
12th
a
of
mark,
Never.
don't you?
I don't
That's how
know
bad it
this
was.
from you.
It's back on again.
Next up, again on the 12th of Never, we won 4-3 against Collegiate on a mild and relatively donkey moment-free day, despite Shreddy playing in the back four. Later in the month of Never, we drew 4-4 with De La Salle, where the weather was sunny and balmy, and the beer, literally notably, cost £3 a pint. Shreddy returns to the donkey moment column for saying to Liam, we were saying the other day how you look like Youngsea Park, narrow eyes. And also for wearing a mankini. Liam embarked on a Messi-like run, resulting in slipping in the mud.
I was apologising when he fell over.
And Teasy committed a series of assaults. The end of the year was within smelling distance when in our next game we lost 4-1 to a Hewlett-Packard 11, although after 75 minutes there were 113 of them on the pitch until the machine jammed. Teasy got a donkey moment for voting for Shreddy as man of the match. Shreddy earned his own mention by offering space cake around the dressing room.
Oh yeah, because I was playing on the opposition.
Not that that made any difference. And Pilks was mentioned also for stopping the game every time he fell over. And so to the last game.
I'm getting a black ear.
And so to the last game of 2011 recorded in the Red Book, a triumphant 3-0 loss to Collegiate. Nick, startlingly, refused to listen to reason. Rich produced a purposeless county clearance, what the hell that's not, and an open can of Red Stripe fell out of Shreddy's pocket. Prompted him to observe with some relief. Oh, that's where it is. So there we have it. A calendar year characterised as ever by goals, defeats, Shreddy donkey moments, and an unwavering spirit never to let the beauty of our game to be displayed. The year when FC Casablanca's malignant presence could be found on stage, film and Twitter. A year of faux pas par excellence, delusional self-belief, a never say live attitude, and a gritty determination to do what it is we are best at, whatever that may be. So may I invite you to drink a traditional toast to us all.
Yeah.
Cheers.
To us all!
Cheers.